I had a teacher, I believe, that approached me and asked me a question that I couldn't advise on, where they seemed to be implying that the school body that they worked for were offering them a defined contribution scheme with a high contribution rate if they signed away the benefit to their DB scheme. So they basically said they're offering me like 12% match if I waive my DB. Do you think that's a good deal? That's what they asked me. I was like, look, go seek professional advice.
Yeah.
But
So what's happened anecdotally is that a lot of public schools, okay, have had issues with the funding, and obviously with the impact of VAT on the fees in earlier on this year, okay, it's been significant, okay, as an issue for them, okay. So obviously, a lot of those were part of the teachers' pension scheme, so they were being asked by the teachers' pension scheme to pay in money as a percentage of the entire payroll. That was quite onerous, to say the least. Okay, so a way around that would be, well, if I know that 12% per annum, okay, each year, okay, that if I pay in, I can keep control of that because I can control what salaries go up by as well. Whereas under a final salary scheme, defined benefit pension scheme, a professional known as an actuary calculates what the contribution levels need to be in theory, 3 years. Now, the problem is that if investment performance within the fund, or if there are certain assumptions that they've historically made were wrong, then the employer is asked to increase their funding. Well, that becomes a bit of a headache for an employer from that perspective. So what some of these schools have come up with is that they've turned around and said, I tell you what we'll do. We'll put in 12% or 15%, but you only have to put in 6%, don't worry, right? Okay. Or 7% or whatever it might be. And we'll put that in. Now it sounds a lot because, putting in 20% of your salary sounds a lot of money. But obviously that is a physical amount of money that goes in. And as you've already said, that is subject to investment return, charges. It's more complicated. Whereas the DB pension, if I keep on working, I know that I will have X amount, 1/60th, 1/80th, whatever it might be, each year of my final salary. The other thing about the teacher's pension scheme is that there are different definitions of final pensionable earnings, and they give the better of. And one of those is the consecutive 3 years within the last 10 years of working. So it is.
So the teachers have a better definition of working than nurses.
So it varies. So each scheme has its own definition of pensionable earnings.
What does that 3 and 10 mean?
So consecutive 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. In 10, what were your best 3 years of pensionable earnings?
Your highest
and
salary.
then the average of that. Yeah. Okay. So it might not be 1 year, and then it really is quite important to understand what the definition is.
That was a clip from our conversation with defined benefit pension expert Peter Lawler. You can watch the full thing right here.